I think it's just different for everyone. I don't know, structure might be good for people, might not be good for people. It depends on what's good for you. If you're quite structured in your life and that's what gives you something to keeps you on that path, then that's good for you. But some people might not want that. It might be too much. I think for me personally, it's that like daily little habits and disciplines that sort of keep you on track.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned about pushing yourself out your comfort zone. I've always been a big believer in that, like doing hard things on purpose.
Yeah.
Because I think if you do hard things on purpose, then things become easier as a byproduct of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I don't know, rubbish analogy, but like if you go to the gym every day, working the same muscle that you'd use to carry the shopping's easier.
Yeah,
you get what I mean? And then you can use that in everything else. Like, you know, doing this, for example, how nervy was it when we uploaded the very first episode or the very first clip of you talking on social media? It's that's your comfort zone, like they're going like, oh, this is not normal. No, it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
And that's because you've done a hard thing, and now it's just easier to do because you're used to it in that sense. So I'm a big believer in pushing yourself out your comfort zone. I got given advice years ago, actually, just before I moved to Oz. Big, not the only reason, but a big part of it in my head was I want to push myself out of my comfort zone and test myself, like moving to another country on my own.
Yeah.
Like, because I saw that I had like this like perfectly idealistic life in London with good group of mates, didn't need to move, live with my best friends, but I decided to purposely put myself in a hard position. Right, I did.
Yeah.
But the advice I was given in that session was, that's where I got the circle of comfort from. So he said, basically, imagine if your comfort zone is like a circle, and then every time you do something you want to do stuff that's slightly out of it to expand it, and then just slightly out of it, expand it, and then just do that slowly but surely, it gets bigger. And she said, basically, the reason why you want to do that is because if you then decide that you're going to commit to something way out your comfort zone, that's where it becomes overwhelming, and you won't be able to handle it because it's too much. You're putting too much on yourself. So doing small increments will eventually get you to that bigger one.
Yeah.
So I think for me, that was a good way of looking at it. And especially now in the grief process period, where it's like those little, think about it like that. Just do that extra tiny bit thing that makes you slightly uncomfortable. And then that broadens your circle a bit more.
Yeah.
And then just keep doing that. So the gig thing, let's say, it might be, okay, well, that might be, when it comes down to it, a bit too far.
Yeah.
It might be overwhelming. So then you can sit back and go, okay, well, what's a step just before that I can push myself to? I don't know. Maybe it's, I'm just thinking out loud here. Maybe it's, I'll go to the pub I'd usually go to if I was going to go to that gig beforehand.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Or
interesting.
Or instead of going to a gig, I'll go to a bar where I know there's live music on.
Yeah.
So there's that element of like, you get in there and you're not just overwhelming yourself with something that you don't know if you can handle.